Ooh, this morning we're looking at a backup. Yeah, this has been growing for a little while now. One of them is on I-65 southbound. You can see all those brake lights there.
Wow, this is incredible. So the other we want to show you that's happening right now, I'm just going to say not quite as bad, but I take that back. This is at 65 and 82nd Street. Let's go to the expert here. Lindsay has been watching this all morning, and not that it's rare to see something, in like one of those areas, but for two of those areas to be that backed up this early. Good morning.
Yeah, how about we add a third?
Oh.
Yeah. Just got an email from citizens. There's a water main break shutting down the intersection right now over at Raymond and Sherman Drive. So letting us know that they are routing all traffic around this intersection, and there's no estimated time on when this is going to reopen because they still have to get crews out there and get things cleared up. So they do recommend finding an alternate route around that particular intersection here on the city's kind of near southeast side. I would recommend, depending on what direction you're traveling, to stick to Keystone Avenue. Emerson Avenue down to Troy Avenue is that main alternate route, mainly just due in part to the fact that those are the main thoroughfares around that intersection. Again, a water main break at Raymond and Sherman. Now we'll take you to the northwest side. This is a crash coming down 65 southbound in between 86th and 82nd Streets. One lane of traffic is blocked, but we also have some emergency crews still arriving on scene. So that's actually creating a pretty significant backup in both directions of I-65, kind of right there at that 86th Street junction. So this is 865, and this is all happening between there and 465 there on the northwest side. Because of that, we are seeing some pretty significant delays at this point coming down 65 southbound in between 865 and 465. That's a 22-minute delay. We're up to a 9-minute delay in the northbound direction. Now on the south side of town, this is actually due to some overnight maintenance operations and some construction work. This is also 65 southbound. This is looking south, just to the south of that 465 junction as you approach Edgewood Avenue, so just to the north there of the Southport Road exit. We were hoping this would clear out before we got to the top of the 6 o'clock hour, but there is still work being done. Traffic is slowed to an average speed of just 20 miles per hour. You can see this whole junction right here at 465. We are seeing some pretty significant backups there on the ramps to 65 as well. So lots going on traffic-wise. We will, of course, keep you posted with the very latest on that.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. We'll probably have a lot of weather and traffic coverage on our Sunrise Plus, which is on WTHR Plus between 7 and 9. So we'll continue to watch all this throughout the morning. Right now, it is a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid out there. You'll probably notice as soon as you step out the door this morning. And we have a bit more of a humidity spike in western Indiana. Guess what also we have in western Indiana? Pop-up showers, even a few thunderstorms. Our lightning counter is slowly going up. And when you see it going up, overall, that does mean the health of the storms is going up. That means they're getting beefier over time. But right now in parts of Putnam County, especially north of Greencastle, so this would be roughly, Van Bibber Lake towards Morton and Russellville, coming towards Bainbridge and Roachdale next. Watch out in Hendricks County, you're going to be next. Danville to Brownsburg and Avon. Boone County, we're going to be next as well, as this cell on the north side coming into Montgomery County slowly pushes off towards the east. So we'll be watching these cells as they come in, and they're going to be approaching Indianapolis, and we'll have the timeline of that. Probably not coming to Indy necessarily closer till 8 o'clock. These things are slow, but we'll track them all morning long.
Well, this morning we're getting new insight into a deadly shooting involving Greenfield police.
What we know this morning is coming in from state police. Detectives tell 13 News this all began as a domestic disturbance call.
Officers say that 54-year-old Ted Fiesel answered the door when they arrived but quickly closed it. Officers say they kept trying to talk with him, and when they opened the door, they said that they saw him standing nearby with a gun pointed at them.
3 officers then shot at Fiesel, who later died. No one else was hurt. The 3 officers are on leave per department protocol. Detectives are reviewing video from their body cameras. Well, this morning, we are hearing from Mayor Joe Hogsett about curfew changes proposed by the City County Council.
This is all in an effort to protect young people after a mass shooting downtown Saturday. It left 2 teenagers dead and 5 other young people hurt. In total, gunfire across the city this weekend hurt more than a dozen and killed 5, including those 2 teens. Police say a 13-year-old had one of the 20 guns that officers confiscated over the weekend.
So now city leaders say solutions should include extended curfew hours for minors, and Mayor Hawkins says he's on board.
We introduced it at a very kind of early stage in the process because we needed to get that process on the books so it could be passed through the council in a very swift and speedy manner. So even though the introduction last night is just the beginning and there may be some changes along the way,
the proposal says that kids between 15 and 17 would have to be at home at 11 on Friday and Saturday and by 9 Sunday through Thursday. For anyone 14 or younger, that 9 o'clock curfew would be 7 days a week.
So this morning we're learning more about the city's push to make road conditions better for you year-round.
Yeah, this is also from the City County Council. They've now approved a plan to split $27 million in extra tax money to improve housing, roads, and public safety. Let's get to Matthew Foltz, who is sharing how this will impact the roads we drive on every day. Matthew, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you both. We know one of the biggest complaints as drivers here in Indy is the roads, whether it's the potholes during the summer or the unplowed side streets in the winter. The city says they're now putting $19 million from that approved package into DPW, and really they're starting to spend that money right now. So DPW tells 13 News this money will help with year-round projects and other initiatives such as improving stormwater projects and filling potholes and preserving urban forests. And when it comes to clearing the snow, DPW says they've already bought several new snowplow removal trucks for around $2 million that they say will help clearing snow for residential side streets. So again, that was a big issue this past January with many residents concerned about the streets that were left covered in ice for several days. And really, DPW says that'll help fix that this year.
Obviously, the snow stuff isn't really going to take effect until the winter months. We're hoping that these new trucks come in by the end of the year. You can never really tell when you place a vehicle order when it's going to show up, but we've placed the order. We're hoping for those trucks sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so some good news right there. DPW says they're also using $8 million to help resurface many residential roads to improve them. So you may notice that throughout the rest of the summer months. Meanwhile, they do have several other projects happening throughout the rest of the year, including pothole repairs as well, too. We know that's a big one as well, Jalea and Julia.
Yeah, because we got some big potholes around here. So glad to see that a lot of that is getting fixed. Thank you, Matthew.
Well, the family of a man shot and killed by police in Indianapolis is taking legal action. They've just filed a lawsuit against the city and the officer involved. Police say Officer Douglas Carell tried to stop a car for reckless driving in August of 2023. According to IMPD, 49-year-old Gary Harrell got out of that car and ran. Police say Harrell had a gun in his hand. Body camera video shows Officer Carell fire 2 shots. Harrell's back is to the officer and he's turned away from him at the time. And now to the lawsuit. It argues Officer Carell used excessive and unnecessary force, and his actions violated Harrell's constitutional rights. His family is asking for damages. Now, we have reached out to the city and IMPD for response, and as usual, they say they do not comment on pending litigation.